Well, you know, I work for museums, so I like kind of objects and things like that. And I think I'm really looking forward when the exhibition opens here next March to seeing the kind of things that the team are able to gather together, and we'll help them to display that. And I'm also really interested in the way there might be an ongoing legacy. I think the website's going to be a really powerful thing where it'll show people wherever they are in the country, there's probably something they can see not too far away, whether it's a memorial, something in their local museum as well. So, and of course the 3D technology that Taryn's working on. Hopefully nick a few ideas from that. I mean, everybody has a story, every community has a story, and this is a powerful one because it's something obviously very specific, time and place, but it also has this ongoing resonance about why are people here today and part of the kind of multicultural makeup of Britain. I think that's something people need to find out more about, whether you're Sikh or kind of, you know, from other parts of British society. Just find out more, ask questions, read more. One website leads to another website link, and of course you've got to come and see the exhibition.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਲੈਸਟਰ ਸਿਟੀ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ
ਜੀ ਲੈਸਟਰ ਸਿਟੀ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਮੇਅਰ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਰਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਰਕਸ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਇਨਵਰਡ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਐਂਡ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ
Fantastic. ਤੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਲ ਮਿਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ
ਪਟਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣਾ ਭਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਆ ਇਸ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਬਿਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਮਿਲੂਗੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਫਾਇਦੇਮੰਦ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਯੰਗ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੈਸਟਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਮਿਲੂਗੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਕੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਕੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਬਿਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਲਾਭਵੰਦ ਹੋਊਗੀ
ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਾਥ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਲਾਂਚ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ 30-40 ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਤਵੰਤ ਤੇ ਸੱਜਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚੋਂ ਆਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਟੈਂਪਲ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਖੁਸ਼ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਸਾਥ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਾਮਯਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਿਸਟ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਲਾਭਵੰਦ ਹੋਊਗੀ
How do you think this will help our younger generations and how can they get involved?
I think it shows that Britain and Sikhs and Indian people generally have got a shared history and that's something that we need to look at and build the bridges that came about from past conflicts and move together in friendship.
So it's not just about war, it's about unity?
It's about unity, it's about reconciliation and also educating people so that they understand where they've come from and how we got to be in the position that our communities are in nowadays.
Harry, you're a student at Loughborough Grammar School?
That's right.
And what is it that brought you to this exhibition today?
Well, my father, Raj, has been helping to organise the event here, and he's told me a lot about the Anglo-Sikh Wars and how it's affected me because it's from my heritage and how it impacts society today as well as the historical importance of it.
Okay, and I understand you're also in the cadets?
That's right, I'm a cadet warrant officer of Loughborough Grammar School, so I'm in charge of the RAF cadets there.
Fantastic. And how has this inspired you today?
Well, this inspired me by showing me that people from my heritage have impacted in the British Army. They've fought for their country, they've helped give the freedom for us today, and I think that it's inspiring to see that we can give something back as well.
What is it that inspired you to come today?
We actually had Gurinder Singh come and give a talk last year at the university, and we really enjoyed his talk, and when he messaged the committee asking for people to come and check this out, we just all wanted to really come.
That's great. And what is it that you've learnt about Anglo-Sikh War today?
We learned that there was two. I actually didn't know much about the Anglo-Sikh Wars until our talk last year, and then more on relics and how they're just coming about. I didn't know that so many were actually taken from India, until like we actually had these talks at the university.
It almost sounds like there's more relics in the UK than there probably are in India.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And how will you carry on with this project, and how will you share this message and bring it to the forefront in young Sikhs?
We're thinking of having a few people come and volunteer, maybe for the opening exhibition days. If like some people can't make it, we'll have people come in, answer questions, and we always publicize our events everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. So the whole community, all the members, actually the University of Leicester can know, and we'll also let DMU know as well, so they can also publicize as well.
Fantastic. That's a great initiative and a great way for him to get young people involved and to spread the message.
Definitely. No, I really hope that when we take it to the rest of uni, a lot of people want to get involved and come to us to the exhibition and learn about it. Because I think a lot of people like myself, I didn't really know a lot about it. So I'm excited to learn about it, and I hope a lot of other people at the university are as well.
So my name's Kartar Singh. I found out about this event from Gurinder Singh. I've been looking at the Sikh Museum initiative for quite some time. I've been quite excited about the prospect of really getting to know what artifacts and relics we have belonging to the Sikhs related to Anglo-Sikh wars across this country. And I think it's fundamentally important for us to really engage with what relics we have here, because our itihas is sitting in museums, in regiment museums, in cathedrals around this country, and we as a Sikh community really need to know where these things are, because these are things that are intrinsic to our history. They say in the Toshkhana of Maharaj Ranjit Singh, Guru Gobind Sahib Ji's Kalgi, Shastar were all in there. Those things have disappeared across the world, and I think it's fundamentally important to find out where these things are, and also to engage with our own history, because ਅਸੀਂ ਰਾਜੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਹਿਨਸ਼ਾਹਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਾਰਿਸ ਹਾਂ. And I think we should really connect with that reality. We do come from the Sikh Raj, and I think it's really beautiful to be able to be connected to this project and see all the information, all the artifacts that are being found. I think the question we have to ask is, who are we and where did we come from? And the Anglo-Sikh wars, the history of the Punjab, the history of the Sikh community and the Sikh Raj is fundamentally a part of it. It is basically why we are here in Britain today. Just Sikh Raj, if the Sikh Raj was still around today, would we be in England, or would we be sitting in Punjab? Would we be working there as part of the civil service or as lawyers or engineers? And I think young people really need to understand there is so much history, culture and heritage that we have forgotten about, and it's really reconnecting with it. We had empires, we had massive amounts of jewels, of Saj, Baj, Fars, Fars. If you take it from the Zafarnama, Guru Gobind Singh talks about these things that are associated with Raj. We had all of those things, and we seem to have forgotten about it. We think of ourselves as a community that in some ways doesn't always have its voice heard, doesn't always have a state. And I think actually we need to break out of that mindset and recognize the history and heritage that we have. So I would say to every young person, there is so much out there. Whatever you're interested in, whether it's art, architecture, history, wars, philosophy, it's all out there and it's all waiting to be discovered.
तो आज तुसी इत्थे आए ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਾ?
Sukhjinder, it's a very educational program ਸੀ ਇਹ. I really appreciate ਕਰਦਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਗੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੁਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੋਈ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੈਕਗ੍ਰਾਉਂਡ ਆ ਉਹ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੀ ਨਾਲ, ਸਿੱਖ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਨਾਲ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਆ. ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਵਰਲਡ ਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜਾ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਬਿਲੋਂਗਿੰਗ ਸੀਆਂ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਸੀਆਂ, ਕੋਈ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਟੇਕ ਓਵਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨੀ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਹੈਰੀਟੇਜ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਈਆਂ ਆ. ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਇਸ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਰਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਵਿਊ ਨਾਲ, ਆਪਣੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਨਾਲ, ਆਪਣੇ ਫੋਰ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਡ ਵਾਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਾਜ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪਾਵਰਫੁਲ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ, ਮਹਾਰਾਜਾ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ. ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਆ, ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਯੂਕੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਰਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਾਹੇ ਟੀਚ ਕਰੋ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ TV ਰਾਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਟੀਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰਿਐਲਿਟੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੈਪਨਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜਾ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਆਰਮੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬਿਲੋਂਗਿੰਗਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਲਿਊਏਬਲ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਜਦ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ, ਦੇ ਫੀਲ ਦੈਟ ਵੀ ਵਰ ਰਾਜੇ ਵਨ ਡੇ, ਹੈ ਨਾ,
ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ,
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਬਣਦਾ, ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਬਾਰੇ, ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਨ ਦਾ. ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਗੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੁਣੀ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਹ ਐਫਰਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਫੀਲਡ ਦਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਵਲੰਟੀਅਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦ ਬੈਸਟ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਸਪੋਰਟ them and encourage them to take it further.
Fascinating. I knew of the Anglo-Sikh wars but knew very little of the history. I think that it's incredibly important that we all remember our heritage, and this is a very rich and diverse history that I think has to be remembered, has to be recorded for future generations. Again, I think it's incredibly important that they remember their backgrounds, remember their heritage, and they mustn't forget their heritage, although they're probably born in the United Kingdom, like I am, but I'm not British, I'm Irish, or my family's Irish. So we all have this rich tapestry that I think everybody should get involved in and should learn so as they can pass it on to next generations, otherwise it will be forgotten. What has inspired me? I think, again, it's the history of the Sikhs and the history of the Sikhs in the Indian Army and the history that led to the independence of India into a very up-and-coming and powerful nation, which without these humble beginnings back in the Anglo-Sikh wars would never have happened.
I'm joined by Christine. Christine, thank you for joining us at Sikh Channel. If you can tell us where you work and your role, please.
I'm the curator of the Shropshire Regimental Museum in Shrewsbury, and we're one of the partners on the Anglo-Sikh War exhibition.
Fabulous. And I understand you've brought a relic with us today. Can you tell us more about it, please?
Yes, it's a framed sleeve that was cut from a colour sergeant of the 53rd who was killed at the Battle of Sobran in 1846. It was cut off his sleeve at his request as he lay dying in the battlefield and given to his comrades and asked to keep a hold of it as a memory of him.
Oh, wow, what a wish when you're dying, eh? And if you can just tell us what exactly do you have? What other items and relics do you have at your museum?
We have a permanent display on the First and the Second Anglo-Sikh Wars, and in the display we have a number of swords from the era and a couple of tulwars. We have a musket ball maker to show what the weaponry was at the time. We also have a couple of badges from some of the servants who were also present at the battle, as well as a number of medals that were awarded to members of the regiment.
How did you manage to time with Mr. Gurinder Singh Mann on this project?
It's mainly outside work hours, in the evenings or weekends. I would help him, read into a few of the Sikh battles. Weekly, we're going to try and update the website to include information about each battle, their generals, and how the battles were approached, etc. So it's something, in the pipeline as well. It's developing over time.
And how do you share this information in your capacity as a teacher with students in your school?
Unfortunately, schools at the moment haven't got access to, this kind of theme within their lessons. However, what will be good is once the idea of a roaming exhibition is produced, we can send it to schools, and potentially educational resources that enable students to come in and interact with the exhibition can be developed. So there's a lot of ideas and things that we're willing to accept from other people as well, and that we're developing ourselves.
Rajman, thank you for joining us here at Sikh Channel. If you can tell us a little bit about your role within this project.
My role is as treasurer, so we managed to, very fortunate to secure a Heritage Lottery funding grant. So I was instrumental in getting hold of the grant, and also I do some communications work as well.
That's quite a large project. How is it that you and Gurinder work together to bring this to reality and to the forefront?
Well, it's been a labour of love. We both got full-time day jobs, so we do it in our spare time and evenings and weekend. I have to say, Gurinder does the lion's share of the seva. I help out indirectly in the background, but we find the time. We use WhatsApp and emails, and we have the meetings as well, and we just get on with it and try and do the best we can with the resources given by the Heritage Lottery funding.
And how long has this project been in the pipeline?
Well, it's in two stages. I think Grinder's been doing work in this area for a number of years, probably somewhere in the region of about 10 to 15 years as a historian, an academic, a lecturer. But really the core of the work for this particular project, the Anglo-Sikh Wars, started about 12 months ago, where we started planning it and applying for the grants and looking at all the artifacts in the various British regimental museums. So far about 12 months, but it is work in progress, so it still carries on.
So you'd like a lot of volunteers to come on board?
Absolutely. You know, you will be associated with a professional group. We've got the lottery funding, so we have to do things in a set way under a set procedure as well. So it will be excellent experience. It will look good on anyone's CV and personal statement for university. And most importantly, it's an exciting project. This hasn't been covered in very much detail over the last 10, 20 years. So it's new stuff, and we are discovering new things all the time. And so it will be a great experience. You know, it's an opportunity to do Seva and to work in a team that has got a track record of success.
How can we encourage our children to get involved and to want to learn more about our Sikh heritage and what we've been through?
Well, one thing they can do is play the latest version of Assassin's Creed computer game, because there's a scene in there which is from this area, from the 1850s, and the main character tries to go into Amritsar and steal the Koinu diamond. So you will get a feel of what it was like through that computer game of being in this environment, although that, of course, is a fictional game. But if you play that game, or if you have played it, this project will tell you more about what that time was like, you know, for the Sikhs and the battles and things like that. Now, we've got the resources. There's going to be lots of activities through our website, through the exhibition, and also through other projects as well, to come along, have some fun. You will enjoy this, and get involved just by liking us on Facebook or from the Twitter feed, and you will see there'll be something in the project, because there's various activities that I'm sure any kid from 5 years, even up to adults up to 50 plus, will find something that they can engage with and enjoy.
So something for everyone.
Absolutely, there's something for everybody. Please come in and contact us, and there's definitely something I'm sure that you will find attractive in the project.
Those at home watching us now, how can they get involved to support you?
You can get involved by, if you Google Sikh Museum Initiative, or just type in anglosikhwars.org.uk. These are our two main websites. The contact details are there. There's also links to our Facebook page as well. So just like us, and then as the activities roll out over the next 12 months, and we've got a travelling roadshow as well, so we should be going to all the major cities over 12 months. There'll be an opportunity to help, to volunteer, to explain, and to learn and really to enjoy this history.
The project that we're undertaking today and the launch of is essentially about the Anglo-Sikh Wars. These was a set of battles that took place between 1845 and 1849, and essentially it brought into conflict the Sikh Empire with the British East India Company and essentially the British Empire. It was a number of battles which eventually saw the loss of the Sikh kingdom with the actual retrieval of the Kohinoor for the British and the deposing of Maharaja Dalip Singh, the son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So it is a big legacy and it's a big project that we're doing at this moment so that we can kind of just go back a little bit, because I know for many, many years we've been talking about World War I and World War II, and we've been talking about Sikhs' contribution towards these particular wars. But I've always felt, and our team at the Sikh Museum Initiative have felt, that we need to take a few steps backwards just so that we can actually focus on how and when the British and the Sikhs engaged, what battles took place, and what kind of mutual respect existed between them. Essentially, it's not really a commemoration. It's not really kind of actually about, you know, talking about the actual specifics, but it's all about using museum technology, using new technologies to bring out certain anecdotes and certain stories related to the Anglo-Sikh Wars. So, for instance, the Sikh Museum Initiative is now actually working using 3D modelling and augmented reality to bring out new ways of how Sikhs can engage with their heritage. And we're one of the premier organisations to do that here in the UK, if not the world. And I think essentially we have to make sure that our children actually understand Sikh heritage in a palatable way, so that therefore, you know, they can understand things on their iPads, they can understand it through their phones, because that's the way children are learning now. And I think this project will be able to allow individuals to see how technology can actually shape the way Sikh heritage and Sikh history is actually shaped. So we're going to be having an exhibition here at Newark Houses in Leicester between March and June 2017, and we're going to have a number of key activities, lectures, crafts and art sessions as well, which will try and engage not just the Sikh youth and Sikh individuals, but also the wider community in terms of what this project is about. We've got the launch of our website, www.anglo-sikhwars.com, where it will be a repository of information that's been researched in relation to this project as well.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Taranjit Singh, and I'll be helping out on the Anglo-Sikh Wars project by looking at the technology side of things, working on the website, some of the design work in the exhibition, and also some of the 3D technologies that we'll be incorporating into the exhibition. So we will have some augmented reality exhibitions, and we will also have some kind of 3D touchscreen technology involved. So we'll be able to share some of this heritage with the next generation. To adopt technologies that children are used to. So a lot of them are playing computer games, used to iPads and mobile devices. So it's very important to make our information and our educational material accessible to them, and accessible in a way that they understand and they find very easy to go through. The easier we make it for them, the more accessible we make it for them, the more likely they are to go through it and become educated and learn more about themselves. I think the biggest hurdle I face is really just time. It's a very time-consuming process, and we want to take kind of great care in the details, and it's just finding that time to kind of invest in kind of pushing our technology forward, pushing the quality of our work forward, and also learning the technologies so that we can kind of really make them more accessible for young people. Yeah, no, I think the biggest kind of inspiration for me was when I saw Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Charena, which is his body armor, and it was the first time I had seen it. And look, I'm kind of in my mid-30s now, and I never knew that it existed. And just to see it now, you know, it was just quite inspiring. Now I just thought that this is something that is kind of locked away in somebody's private collection. And I think that's a shame that my children will never be able to see it. You know, my family will never be able to see it. Other people, other young Sikhs, the next generation will never get to see it. So I just thought, what if we 3D model it, put it onto a touchscreen, and people can spin it around and look at it and read it and appreciate the workmanship that's gone into it. You know, so we recreated the Charena of Guru Gobind Singh Ji in 3D, so you can use it on a touchscreen. First of all, we do some research we get as much details about the artifact as we can, what materials were used, what the dimensions were, any kind of pictures that we can get a good idea of the kind of the 3D form of the object. And then what we do is we use traditional 3D modeling techniques, CAD techniques, to kind of model this up. And then we go into game technology, where we start to texture and prepare these objects for real-time interactivity. So that's quite an involved process, taking something that's very highly detailed and modeled down to something that can be used on a mobile device or an iPad. And that's where most of our time gets taken up. Yeah, I mean, some artifacts can be very quick, but it can take anything from 20 to 50 hours, depending on the complexity on that one object. And to get the details, the fine details, down to the grains of dirt, you know, the gold etchings, pattern work, you know, and also the actual material, texture, the appearance of the object as well, trying to match it. So if it's metal, it should look like metal. If it's gold, it should have the reflection of gold. And then putting it into an environment where people can actually really experience it as if it was in front of them, to make it as lifelike as possible to them. Yeah, I think one thing that we need to do is we need to make history more accessible to young people. And I think the more we can kind of make our history easy to digest in different formats, like for mobile devices, in smaller bite-sized chunks, you know, and we use kind of new technologies to kind of communicate with them and get them interested and get them hooked and to learn more. So I think that's the main thing that we need to do. Basically just by kind of coming onto the Anglo-Sikh Wars website, supporting the work, sharing it, also commenting on it as well, and also giving us any advice or feedback that you think would really push it forward or make it even more useful. So I think that kind of user feedback is very important for us to make it something that is going to be more useful for the Sangat. No, I think the exhibition is going to be happening next year. We're really excited about it, and we want everyone to keep that kind of when the exhibition is on, keep it in mind, and bring your families, bring your friends, tell everyone about it, and make that journey to Leicester, make the journey to the museum, have a look through the exhibition and give us your feedback, and get involved that way. It would be great.